Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today, what we're going to be talking about is gig workers seeking support hubs where they can rest, charge, and pee. I'm not gonna lie, that's quite a title already. This is something that really took a rise in the San Francisco area, and I'm very curious to see what this is about. Because you gotta think that if this works really well out in San Francisco, what are the chances that it's gonna work very well across the country? So I'm very curious to see how it operates. I'm excited to know a little bit more about it. So with that said, let's get a look in what's going on. Companies like Doordash and UberEats offer no help to the people that make their operations possible. Very little help, I'll say. Doordash did a little bit with the PPE. UberEats, I don't know what happened with UberEats. Why is it so hard for them to help people? And Grubhub, same gist. I'm surprised they didn't mention Grubhub at all. That's very interesting. On Thursday, gig worker advocacy group We Drive Progress, an affiliate of local labor union SEIU, Local 1021, launched a campaign calling for gig companies, including Uber, Lyft, and Doordash, to create support hubs for gig workers ferrying passengers and delivery orders with their vehicles, with hopes of having one hub per square mile in the Bay Area cities, including San Francisco, Oakland, and San Mateo. Now, I don't know if one hub per square mile makes sense, but I do know having a hub per zone makes a lot of sense. For example, maybe it's different because it's a metro area, and I'll take that if that's actually the case. Let's say, your DoorDash starting points, and I know Uber Eats starting point is Zabata. If you had one per DoorDash starting point or one per Grubhub starting point, that was the hub for that starting point, that should be enough, right? It could be different for certain markets. Maybe some markets don't actually need a quote-unquote hub. They just need the volume to back up the actual starting point. But who knows? Let's see what they gotta say about how this has been operating so far. As part of the launch, members of We Drive Progress and SEIU Local 1021 handed out personal protective equipment, PPE, including masks and hand sanitizer around outside of the Soma Ghost Kitchen on 60 Morris Street, where gig workers for Uber Eats and DoorDash tend to pick up food orders for delivery. Now that's very interesting. They put it right next to a ghost kitchen. I'm not gonna lie, when I'm reading this, the wheels in my mind start turning. I'm starting to think what if you actually opened a ghost kitchen that actually was literally designed to be a lounge for gig workers, so that way they can buy all their protective equipment, PPE, but they can also take some time to rest, charge their phones, relax. I understand the concept they're going for, but I feel almost as if it's a little incomplete. You know what I'm saying? Several workers said that the hubs are needed for restroom access to PPE, and places to charge electric scooters, bikes, smartphones, or to park their cars, particularly in downtown San Francisco, where rides are plentiful, but parking is often scarce. Any metro area is gonna be impossible for parking. It's just a fact. I'm glad that they're actually making moves towards helping gig workers and not just saying, oh, gig workers need to be supported a little bit better. No, they are actually taking action, which is excellent in my opinion. There's nowhere to park in San Francisco and downtown. I need to have somewhere to park, to rest, to use the restroom. Castanello said it would be good to have these places around the Bay Area. Workers also said that restroom access is limited, as businesses often either do not have a public restroom access or require a purchase to access the restroom. New York City actually passed a law recently where they don't actually allow people to say no. If you are accepting DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub drivers, you have to give restroom access to those who are doing gig work for your restaurant. That is a law now. Workers say that they should not have to pay for restroom access in the course of working for gig companies, and say that even finding a restroom can be more difficult because they do not know where they will be given a point due to the randomness of where food orders come from. That is so true. When you're a gig worker, you gotta do a body check real quick. Like, do I need to pee? Do I not need to pee? Could I pee? Am I getting to the point where I really need to pee? Do I want to be that chick in the LA area that just pooped all over a lobby? I'm not gonna lie, after I saw that, I got super paranoid about, like, being the guy that's always, like, bladder empty. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my goodness. There's no place for me to plug in, go to the bathroom, get some supplies. DoorDash could be doing more, but they're choosing not to. What do you expect from DoorDash, Ryan G? Let's get down to the facts here. Do you really expect DoorDash to even help anybody? I'm glad that the affiliate of a local union is actually taking up arms against the unfairness, but that being said, would you want DoorDash to have access to that? Because I'll tell you what, I don't think they're competent enough to get it done. I want you to imagine a support hub actually ran by Dasher support. Like, how much of a quality service do you think you'd actually get? Here's another thing. Is it better that it's ran by an outside party? Let me know what you think in the comments. A Dasher who delivers on an electric bike who's asked to use their last initial due to fears of retaliation by DoorDash. For Castellanos, accessing free PPE is an issue due to the fact that he cannot know ahead of time where exactly customers will be when they request rides, making it hard to get the Uber Greenlight hub in West Oakland, which gives out free PPE, but only by appointment, according to Castellanos. I don't even know where the nearest Greenlight hub for me is, so the fact that you got it, good for you, bro. I don't know where my ride will take me. It's inconvenient to go to hubs and pick up PPE, Castellanos said. Jennifer Esteen, Vice President of Organizing for SEIU Local 1021, said that the hubs are needed in part due to Prop 22, which enshrined gig workers' status as independent contractors into law and included provisions that ensure that drivers are only paid for engaged time or time during which drivers are actively ferrying food or people in their vehicles, not when they wait, which can impact driver earnings. For DoorDash specifically, that is active time versus dash time. Basically is saying how much of your shifts are you actually working as opposed to waiting for an order. And yeah, that can genuinely affect earnings. If you're not getting orders for like an hour, you're not getting paid for that hour. These hubs have come to be out of sheer necessity, Esteen said. Right now, these companies making billions of dollars a year are still not providing for their workforce. Okay, I'm not defending the companies. I do want to be clear. Are they making that money or are they losing a lot more? Because revenue and profit are two completely different things, which is exactly why I question the longevity of the gig economy. But who knows? Another common issue for gig workers where they believe that hubs would help is sorting out customer service complaints stemming from factors out of workers' control, such as heavy traffic slowing down drivers or restaurants getting a customer's order wrong, which can prompt a complaint from a customer that can end up punishing the driver. Yeah, this is especially a problem with DoorDash because they're basically the only one with a 5-star rating system. DoorDash drivers can end up losing their accounts if it gets really bad. Castellanos said that he was suspended from driving for Uber for 3 days in 2018 after a customer complained to Uber claiming that Castellanos was drunk during his Uber ride to San Francisco International Airport. But Castellanos denies this, saying that the actual reason that the customer was unhappy because of the heavy traffic on the way to the airport. Yeah, you see, that crap right there, just because a customer's having a bad day and they could take it out on you. That's how customer accounts end up getting lost. Uber did not respond to requests for comment about Castanella's suspension or the customer's complaint. That's basically their form of pleading the fifth. Do you expect to actually have a comment from that? Esteen agreed that giving drivers a face-to-face connection with the company's customer service department is a high priority with the support hubs that they're pushing for, as drivers say that their outreach to the companies about customer complaints can often go unanswered. This also includes wrongful deactivations, contract violations, or other challenges that you may or may not have. What I've noticed is if you call Uber support, or you call Dasher support, or you call Grubhub support, they just hang up or they put you on perpetual holds, say they're escalating it to the escalation team. Meanwhile, there actually is no escalation team in any of these companies, and that is just a common customer service tactic. That's just a proven fact. And it's disgusting. Like, the moment you catch on to their nonsense is when you are risking yourself for deactivation, and it's disgusting. What I've heard from drivers repeatedly is that no matter when they try to get help from these companies, it's almost impossible. Sometimes they get deactivated for reasons they can't even get to the bottom of. That's me. Esteen, you got it. You know what's up. You are the bomb. You the bomb diggity. If their companies were to provide one customer service liaison per hub or one per five hubs, it would be a huge win. Do you really expect DoorDash or Uber or Grubhub to even do that? Yes, it would absolutely be a huge win, but how realistic is that? Although with NYC, they actually passed a whole bunch of laws that actually help gig workers. So is it possible? Absolutely. Is it likely? I don't know. I don't think so. Ryan G believes that a possible solution would be for gig companies to partner with a nationwide co-working space like WeWork and offer discounted memberships. They could take that idea for free, said Ryan G. There's a huge workforce with no break rooms. It's an absurdity. Amen, my brother. Amen. Ryan G spends $400 a month on memberships at 3 co-working spaces throughout San Francisco, where they use outlets to charge their bike, phones, and relax indoors. It's nice to have a lunch table indoors from the rain, Ryan G said. Gig companies, DoorDash, Uber, and Lyft, and Instacart did not respond to requests for comment. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. Well, there you go. I don't think this is something that DoorDash, Grubhub, UberEats, or any of these other companies actually care enough about to actually make the change themselves. But I also don't think it's something they're going to actively stop or support. If you guys actually wanted support hubs, I don't think there's going to be anything stopping you. If this works out really well, it's going to really lead to a big outgrow. And this also goes for those new laws that were passed in New York City, and I do need to make a video on that. So if there were laws passed that actually help gig workers like NYC did, and these support hubs were growing, just like in San Francisco, and it made it to a global scale, that would actually make the gig economy more feasible for long-term sustainability for people who are actively in the gig economy. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.